home of your Joseph Mustangs. On behalf of the management staff, the StJosephMustangs want to thank you for coming out to the ballpark tonight. We know that there are other entertainment options for you to choose from, so we want to say thank you for being with us this evening. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's meet our starting lineups for tonight's midweek matchup. First being the Griffons tonight. Leading it off will be the right fielder from Johnson County Community College, number 17, Hayden Martinez. Batting second to shortstop from Reinhardt University, number 24, Miguel Salazar. Batting third, playing center fielder from number 28, from Florida University, T.K. Madera. Batting fourth, the third baseman from Coffeyville Community College, number 8, Hayden Clark. Batting fifth and catching from Oakland University, number 29, Mason Palermo. Batting sixth, the left fielder from Allen County Community College, number 18, Jaden Wetzel. Batting seventh, playing first base from Levant Community College, number 44, Reese Pond. Batting eighth, the designated hitter from Butler Community College, number 9, Jared Hayes. Batting ninth, playing second base from Kentucky Wesleyan, number 33, Roy Welch. On the mound tonight, pulling the Griffons from Peru State University, number 23, Dan Diaz. The manager of the Griffons, Leon Moore. Now we turn your attention to the video board.
Welcome back inside Phil Welch Stadium. My name is Gabe Porter. With me, Tyler Angerbauer. Tyler, I've made it back from vacation. Phil Welch is back. The Mustangs are back playing some baseball. And on a gloomy but cool and comfortable evening, we're ready to play ball.
Yeah, it's been a little bit of a funky bit of weather for the past couple weeks. We've seen a lot of hot heat and humidity. We've also seen a lot of rain. We had a little bit of sprinkles here early on in game, but it looks like that it's all been pushed back down to the south. So we're looking good for game. We did have a game postponed last week, still yet to be rescheduled, but we're looking all good tonight as we are looking to take on the Nevada Griffons for the first time this season.
Nevada, one of the worst teams in the Mink League, and that is, of course, not a dig, but coming in here against a Mustangs team who has been kind of off and on all season, you're looking at both these teams and you're like, could the Griffons make an upset here tonight against the Mustangs, or are the Mustangs going to come out and get another run rule like they have in their last, I believe, 3 or 4 games?
We've seen a lot of run rules here for the Mustangs so far this season, especially here in the past couple weeks, notably against Chillicothe, against the Monarchs. It's been a good couple of weeks, but they have had a couple of up and downs so far this season against the higher level teams in this Mink League, as we saw in the 3-game series that we had at Carroll over this past week, with them going 1-2 in those 3 games. At
Carroll, one of those teams in the Mink League who's going to definitely prove to be a challenge for the Mustangs. They sit, I believe, 12-1 so far in the season, and you know, you look at the Mustangs coming off a Mink League championship last year. They had an unbelievable season, defeated Clarinda, best 2 out of 3 in the Mink League championship. Clarinda stands at 10-1 on the season, Carroll 12-4, and the Mustangs only at 6-4 so far this year.
Yeah, Mustangs not playing so many Mink League games so far this season, as we've seen a lot of different interleague collegiate baseball teams come here to Phil Welch so far this season, but we're starting to hit the grind here, and it's still an uphill battle with both Clarinda and Carroll being really tough teams to play so far. The Mustangs haven't played Clarinda yet this season, who are currently on a 10-game winning streak, with all 10 wins coming here in the Mink League. But we will get a chance to see them next week when they play at Clarinda, as well as when we host them next weekend.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a challenge for the Mustangs, but the pitching has proven to be a little more consistent than what it was to start the season. So, you're starting to get your rhythm and pitching, especially around the bases, getting base hits, taking those walks that we talk so much about. And before, we get into these opening lineups and who's going to be pitching for the Mustangs and the Griffons, we're going to take a short break for the national anthem. We'll be right back.
Direct your attention to the infield, as tonight the honor guard is being presented by the Knights of Columbus. Now singing our national anthem with the Knights of Columbus. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
All right, the national anthem has wrapped up, and the teams are, heading back to their dugouts, getting ready for this evening's game as the carriers of the flag head off the field. But Tyler, you want to go ahead and give us the starting lineups for the Nevada Griffons?
Absolutely. So Nevada making their first visit to Phil Welch this season. They'll be leading it off with Cade Martinez playing in right field, and he'll be followed by Miguel Salazar playing shortstop. Batting in the 3-hole, Timothy T.K. Madera is going to be playing center field, and batting cleanup, Caden Klump will be batting fourth, playing third. Batting fifth, Mason Palermo will be catching, and batting sixth, Jaden Wetzel will be playing left field. Batting seventh, Reese Ponce will be playing first, and Jaron Hay will be designated hitting, followed by Ryan Welch in the 9-hole playing second base, and Kevin Diaz making his first start as a Griffin on the mound tonight for Nevada.
A good lineup for Nevada as they look to take down the Mustangs tonight. Leading off from Northwest Missouri State, and just more recently joined the team for his second year, Frank Gall in right field, with Boston Bruce and Braden Lukart at the 2 and 3 holes for this evening. Jaden Little, Micah Kobaszewski, and Tyler Gundelfinger at your 4, 5, and 6, playing first, center, and third. Then rounding it out, Zach Kraft catching, Carter Belton in left, and Myers taking Chris Coy's spot at short after he just rounded off his week with a pitching start just a few nights ago. And pitching for the Mustangs, Landon Janes, who will be getting his second career start for the Mustangs this evening.
It's a good lineup that the Mustangs are putting out. We just recently had the top 30 players in the Mink League get published on the Mink League website, and it's not based off of current season performance, but rather it's based on what is the player's positional availability and what is their level of competition. And we had a Mink League high 8 Mustangs on that top 30 list, including several members of the starting lineup. Boston Bruce was the #1 overall player in the Mink League. He's batting second. Eden Myers in the 9-hole, Braden Lukehart, Micah Kobaszewski, Zach Kraft. We have a lot of talent here on this Mustangs lineup, and we're hopefully going to see them produce some more great baseball here tonight in their first game against Nevada.
This is a great lineup for the Mustangs. Overall, you've got all sorts of guys across this lineup who are able to make an impact and able to make contact with the ball. And not only offensively, but defensively too. Not Micah, but Braden Lukehart, more recently named the Division II Gold Glove winner. He's a fielder from Missouri Southern, and he has had himself quite the year over there. So offensively, defensively, both sides of the ball have been really good for the Mustangs. Just struggled a little bit finding that consistency so far.
That first pitch there is a foul ball. Good start here for Landon Janes facing Martinez.
That one high, swung on by Martinez for strike number 2. Janes is going to go up early. Looking to shut down the first batter of the evening for the Griffons. The 0-2 from Janes is delivered, swung on and missed. Janes retires the first batter. And a good pitching start from Janes, who came off a rough season at Highland Community College, a 14.11 ERA, only 29 strikeouts, 29 walks as well. And he didn't have himself quite the year there, but so far for the Mustangs, he's been doing all right.
We saw a great start for Janes in his first time playing for the Stangs when we played Chillicothe last week. Went 4 innings of work, only allowed 1 run, 4 walks, and 3 strikeouts for him. So it's great to see him already striking out 1 batter here to begin this game.
Salazar will come to the plate for the Griffons. Watches one inside around the elbows for ball 1. The 1-0 delivered, swung on and missed. Salazar mistimed that one pretty heavy.
We've seen some good swing and miss so far for Janes, as he's already gotten 3 swings and misses on only 5 pitches so far this game.
Janes taking his time there on the mound as he delivers the 1-1, fouled back into the net. Strike 2, the second batter of the Griffons goes down early again, as Martinez only saw 3 pitches before striking out. Salazar sees 2 more than that.
Salazar is a member of Reinhardt University, but a native of Caracas, Venezuela. One of a couple international players that Nevada has on the roster, and another showing of just how worldwide the Mink League has become here in the past couple of years.
Worldwide is something you can definitely say for the Mink League. The Mustangs have one player who is international, but want to give a quick shout out to our intern, Ryota. He is an intern from Japan here working with us this summer. And so you can see the outreach, not only in the Mustangs, but also the Griffons. As Salazar swings at 1 high, strikes out swinging as well. Janes looking to go 1, 2, and 3. Like we were saying, the international reach of the Mink League has become huge. Multiple international players for the Griffons. Only 1 for the Mustangs, but it's not just the players. It's the interns, it's the staff, it's everybody.
And we've seen here the other Mink League teams that have come in, like the Natties that we had last weekend, Chillicothe, Carroll. They're also pulling players from Japan, the Dominican Republic, South America. It's just such an awesome opportunity for these players to get another chance at getting to play some high-level baseball here out in Missouri, Iowa, Nebraska, and Kansas.
DK Madera comes to the plate for the Griffons, watches 1 high and away from Janes for ball 1. Looking to get something started as the last 2 batters gone down swinging. 1-0 delivered, bounces back out of the box for ball 1.
Madera does lead the team in batting average, 455. It's pretty hot. It's by a very wide margin. The only batter coming close is Caden Klump, who's coming up on deck. He's batting .333 on the year. So a big offensive MVP so far as there's a strike called on the outside corner.
2-0 to Madera. Did a good job finding that outside edge, sneaking its way in there for strike one. Mustangs in the whites with red sleeves. A gray and red combo from the Griffons. That one finds the same side of the zone for strike two. Jane's getting the calls he wants tonight. So he looks to retire his third straight batter with a strikeout. The defense has been awfully quiet out there as the center fielder Kobaszewski kind of taking a straw out there. The 2-2 from Janes is delivered, and that is strike three for Landon Janes, and the Mustangs coming up to bat with Frank Gall, Boston Bruce, and Braden Lukart. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back to Phil Welch Stadium. My name is Gabe Porter, with me Tyler Engerbauer, as Frank Gall comes to the plate for he's played for about a week or so, but he's back returning for his second season. On the mound for the Griffons, Diaz from Peru State, 12 games started, 74 innings pitched, and 72 Ks. He's a pitcher to watch out for in the league.
He does have a lot of strikeouts. However, he does tend up to give a lot of contact as well. 7.25 ERA on the season's back for his senior season with Peru State, as the count is 1-1 here on Frank Gall as that fastball ran just inside and got the outer half of the plate.
Frank Gall, a power hitter coming from Northwest Missouri State University. He's had multiple records while he was there. School records, either tying or taking the lead himself. Watches one. What looked to be outside, but found the outside at corner. Gall goes down 1-2.
We saw a couple of pitches being thrown by Janes right in that same spot. So it seems like we've got a little bit of a pitcher zone tonight from our home plate umpire right there on that outer half of the plate to right-handed batters.
That one over the middle. Gall hustling over to first, fielded and thrown to Ponce in time for the first out of the inning. Gall has good base speed, but couldn't quite find the mark there.
That was a great defensive play by the shortstop, Salazar. He got that on 2 hops with the bare hand and making the underhanded throw over to the first baseman, Ponce, to retire Gall for the first out of the inning.
Boston Bruce, the second baseman for the Mustangs, known power hitter for Johnson County Community College, watches this one down in the zone for strike 1.
And we did have news last week that Boston Bruce has since committed to the University of St. Louis. He'll be a Billiken next season, another opportunity that we've seen here in the Mink League that's led to D1 opportunities for these kids.
You were talking about favoring that outside edge. It's another one found the outside edge. Bruce goes down 0-2. Delivered outside and gets away from the catcher. Bruce gets the first one.
Bruce started the season out hot, 2 homers in his first couple games. Had a little bit of a cold stretch while at Carroll, but still playing really good baseball here as he lines that one up for a base hit.
Madera comes in to field that one. Bruce finds his way to first, and he'll settle as that'll bring up Braden Lukart, the designated hitter for this evening.
First hit of the game given up by Kevin Diaz, as that was a fastball located on the inner half of the plate that Bruce was able to just muscle out right over second base. Had the defense playing right where the shortstop and second base normally play, so not much of a pull here on Bruce, but Lukart here having a little more shading to the right side of the field.
Lukart, a Division II Gold Glove winner, he doesn't watch his first pitch as Diaz decides to throw over and check on Bruce at first. Not going anywhere.
Not much needing to be aggressive for Bruce out there on the base pass, as Lukart has been an absolute tear at the plate so far this season. Leads the Mink League in batting average and on base percentage, while also being second in slugging percentage. He's had an incredible year at the plate.
He really has. His first pitch knocked back in above our heads for strike 1. Checks on Bruce again over at first. Not a huge lead from Bruce over there, but Diaz a little more hesitant to throw to the plate against Braden Lukart.
Yeah, Braden Lukart is, despite his offensive prowess, is not really the main focus here this at-bat so far, as 2 pickoff attempts over to Bruce, who on the season doesn't have a lot of stolen bases, but does have a little bit of speed out there.
2 pitches Lukart has seen, both fouled off back down the left field line, so he's a little bit late on Diaz's speed. The 0-2 delivered high and inside for ball 1.
Good take there by Lukart as he fought off a couple of pitches there, putting him in an 0-2 hold, but now he's trying to work himself back into the count, potentially put a ball out in that right center gap, where we've seen him hit several extra base hits so far this year.
The 1-2 delivered, driven high. The catcher, Palermo, going over towards his dugout. And that one finds the corner of the visiting dugout for another foul ball from Braden Lukart.
Third baseman, Caden Klump, had a chance to get that, but that just bounced about a foot out of his reach off of the dugout. Lukart able to stay alive there. Count still 1-2.
Boston Bruce still over there on first. Braden Lukart facing the 1-2 count from Diaz. Delivered, swung on, driven again, left field side. Doesn't quite find the hill as it finds the road behind us. Lukart, good job of staying alive here early against Diaz.
Lukart, a lot of contact so far this year, leading to that .531 batting average.
That one popped over into left. Wetzel coming in, gets underneath it. And that's the second out of the inning for the Griffons.
Despite that being an easy fly out there for Lukehart, a great job by him at the plate as he went through a 6-pitch battle to record that second out. Diaz already up to 15 pitches here in the first.
So Bruce still stands on first, with bringing Jaden Little to the plate for the Mustangs. Little smacks that one over to the right side through the legs of Ponce. Martinez throws it into Welch. And Boston Bruce advances to third. A hard hit single from Jaden Little up the right side advances the runners and puts the Mustangs with one in scoring position.
Opposite field number right there, right down the right field line, just out of the way of the first baseman, Reese Ponce, going right over first base. Great piece of hitting there by Jaden Little to put runners on the corners with 2 outs. Hopefully get a little bit of a rally here in the bottom of the first started.
So runners on the corners with Micah Kobaszewski coming up to the plate. A great offensive piece for the Mustangs as he watches one high and outside for ball 1.
Kobaszewski scuffling a little bit at the plate here the past couple weeks after a really hot start to the season. But despite his scuffling, we've seen a lot of other players starting to step up for the Stangs, who as a team have been an exceptional offensive team here in the Mink League this year.
Kobaszewski catches one on the inside corner for ball 2. Had to back out of the way just a little bit on that one to avoid being hit. Now goes up 2-0 in the count. 2-0 delivered, swung on up the middle. He doesn't get by as Welch. A nice overhand grab to get Little out at second. And the Mustangs make it through 5 batters here in the bottom of the first. And we'll be back with the top of the second right after this.
All right, here we go. That's like Optimum can bring in the internet speed. It's not, you guys are bringing the heat. We're going to have a crowd dance off, whichever side does the best. We'll get some free baseballs thanks to Optimum. And you know what? It's Friday night. Let's get a little Macarena going. If you want it, make sure you're standing up. Hit the music. We're going third base side. Let's see it. All right? Yes? All right, we'll sit down. Pretty good. Yeah. Oh, wow. Right over here. I like that. Home plate. John Buzzard's getting into it. Some of you guys, all right. Keep it rolling. I got first base, too. Hit it in. First base. Yes. Oh. Wow. Right up there. Simon's getting into it. Got that. Got that. Oh, way up here. Over there. You know what? It's time to declare a winner. Let's see. Who won? First base, home plate, or third base? Third base. Third base. Great job over here. Don't forget to pick up some of those prickly pear margaritas at the frozen drinks stand. Also, you can get this hot dogs at the grill. With a little salsa, with a little hot Cheetos, with a little spicy hot. Also, grill wraps at the big store. With some more and some. You don't have one opportunity. I'm going to love it for people in the world. First of all, the hard competition is too important to our people. And with mine, two, the powerhouse of the world. The cooking man has arrived. Well, leading off here in the top of the second for the Lady Griffons. Good baseman, Caleb Clark.
Welcome back to Phil Welch Stadium as Klump takes the plate for the Griffons. And we were talking about on our break, Landon Janes already halfway to his all-time strikeout high of 3.
Landon Janes only has a career high strikeouts in a game of 5. He did that against Cloud Community College back in April, so a great start here as he's already got 3 after 1 inning.
Klump watches one away for ball 1, and the second pitch he sees is a strike on the inside.
We've seen some great control so far by Janes. Hopefully he can keep it up. More of a walks guy than a strikeout guy, but so far tonight, it's been all the Ks.
The 1-1 is delivered inside, and Klump, for some reason, decided that one was the one to swing at as he goes down 1-2 in the count.
Very late swing there by Klump as that ball lands low and away. Curveball or slider there by Janes.
Janes gets the 1-2 delivered. Check swing. He did not go. So that one was low for ball 2. The count now knotted at 2s. Klump looking to be the first base runner for the Griffons this evening, as the first 3 batters were all retired with strikeouts swinging. And that one smacked into center field. Kobachevsky diving catch. And they avoid a base runner as Kobachevsky lays that one out.
What a great grab there by Micah Kobachevsky, making the diving grab to his right to get the first out here in the top of the second. Exclamation mark of a play there already. He's only the 4th out so far of the game for the Griffons.
Palermo, the catcher for the Griffons, comes to the plate and watches one right down the middle for strike 1.
Palermo, another product of Reinhardt University. Solid batting catcher, 242 with 9 runs batted in his freshman season for the Eagles.
Palermo watches a ball and a strike. His count stands at 1-1 against Janes. That one swung on high and missed. Palermo goes down 1-2 in the count. A chance for the Mustangs to retire another 1, 2, and 3 as Martinez, Salazar, and Madera all struck out swinging. Klump flies out to Kobachevsky in center. Palermo down 1-2 in the count. We'll see what he can do here. As it's delivered, swung on and missed. And Janes closes in on his single game strikeout high. So that's number 4 on the evening here in the top of the second.
Palermo, just a recent addition here on the Griffons roster. This is only his 2nd game as a Griffon. Not the start you were wanting here if you're the Griffons, with 4 strikeouts and 5 at-bats so far.
Wetzel drives that one high. Frank Gall tripping at the warning track, and it is gone. That one found its way right into the middle of the party deck, and it's a single home run for Wetzel, and the Griffons on the board first.
Wetzel with the only home run on the season so far for the Griffons. Doubles his total. He's now at 2 on the year, as the Griffons now take a 1-0 lead here in the top of the second with 2 outs.
So with 2 outs, that'll bring Ponce to the plate, and he'll watch one down the middle for strike 1.
That home run just barely making it over the fence into the party deck, probably about 320 feet down, a little bit over towards the left of right field.
That one lined over to the third base side. Gundolfinger makes the grab and gets it over to Little for the third out of the inning. And the Mustangs escape with minimum damage done. And that'll bring up for the Mustangs, Gundelfinger, Kraft, and Belton here in the bottom of the second. Gundelfinger will come to the plate for the Mustangs as he'll lead off the inning and look to get the Mustangs on the board as Wetzel homered for the Griffons.
Gundelfinger having a good series against Carroll this past week. 4 hits and 4 runs scored, as well as a triple, his first on the season.
First pitch Gundelfinger sees is at his knees and inside as he gets out of the way of that one. Goes up 1-0 in the count. Second one down and away, ball 2.
Gundelfinger, after a tough start to the season, really starting to pick it up here for the Mustangs. He's collected hits in 6 of his past 7 games. His batting average now at .314 on the year.
.314, a great batting average here, as that's not something I could do when I played. We don't talk about that too much. It's all right. The 2-1 delivered to Gundelfinger inside. Goes up 3-1 in the count. Tyler, how were you when you played Little League? Did you play Little League?
I played T-ball when I was 6 years old and then never touched a baseball again in my life.
And you know what? That's okay. That one, wow, somehow that one found the zone. Strike 2, Gundelfinger now not at a 3-2 count. You know, that's, yeah. Yeah.
I realized very young that I was not meant for the field. I tried cheerleading for a little bit. That was a lot of fun.
Okay, yeah.
So I loved being on the sidelines, but that ball wasn't for me.
Grounded over to Salazar, and the throw to Ponce in time. Gundelfinger grounds out the first out of the inning.
Good fight there by Tyler Gundelfinger. Seeing 6 pitches there from Diaz to begin this inning, who's already over 20 pitches here to begin this game. But Zach Kraft making his first appearance of the night, looking to extend this inning. Get a couple more pitches here off of Diaz early, as this is a very beleaguered bullpen for Nevada.
Zach Kraft now at the plate, grounds one left field side. Klump gets it. The throw over to first in time. And Kraft delivered on the first pitch he saw, grounds out.
Not the at-bat you were wanting if you were the Mustangs. That's back-to-back groundouts, and so far this game we have seen a lot of balls hit on the ground for Diaz. Only one flyout compared to 4 groundouts so far. And for Carter Belton, who's tied for the team lead with homers with 2, wanted to put this ball here in the air.
Belton watches the 1-0. A little too high, doesn't find the zone. Goes up 2-0. So 2 outs for the Mustangs in the inning. Gundelfinger grounded out to short. Kraft grounded out to third. We'll see if Belton can put it in there, like you said, Tyler, on a 2-0 count. He does, but it's backwards and on top of the roof. Strike 1.
Belton began the year hot with 2 homers in the team's first 4 games, but has cooled off a little bit since then, but still carrying a solid year so far, .250 batting average. So he grounds that one over the first base side, even count out at 2-2.
2-2 counts to Carter Belton. The Mustangs doing a good job of running up the pitch count on Diaz here early in the bottom of the second. It's already sitting about 30 or so pitches as that one gets the outside edge of the zone and Belton strikes out looking. So that retires 3 for the Mustangs in a 1-2-3 inning. And coming up for the Nevada Griffons, Hay, Welch, and Martinez will be your first 3 batters. We'll be right back after this. Your first 3 batters for the Griffons will be Hay, Welch, and Martinez, looking to avoid a 1-2-3, as it's happened once already. As that one gets the outside zone, strike 1. So we're now in the top of the 3rd. Griffons looking to put another one on the board after a Wetzel home run in the top of the 2nd.
Good start here by Janes as he lands that 2nd pitch in for strike 2. Hay on the season striking out for 3 times every time he walks, so a lot more time striking out so far this year. Looking to tie his career high in a game, but Janes lets that one ground over to short and over to first for the 6-3 put out.
And Myers got a good hand on that one and got it to Little in time for the first out of the evening. Haig grounds out on an 0-2 count. That'll bring up Welch and Martinez.
Welch really scuffling at the plate this year. Only an .083 batting average. He's had 1 hit in 12 at-bats. Only 5 games played. We haven't seen a lot of consistency out of this Griffons lineup. A lot of mixing and matching as they're sitting at 2-9 on the season, 2-8 in Mink League play, trying to find their footing.
A big swing from Martinez. He goes down 0-1 in the count.
Another swing and a miss here for Janes. Outside of that solo shot, he's been nearly unhittable tonight.
The 0-1 is awaited from Janes, delivered, down and away, ball 2. The 1-1 count. Zach Kraft behind the dish for the Mustangs today. Him and Bruce have been the primary catchers for the Mustangs.
After starting out the year with Norman Davis, who's no longer on the team, Kraft producing solid numbers here for the Mustangs and being a good defensive presence behind the plate. Not allowing a lot of stolen bases, but a swing and strike there.
Martinez, really 2 big swings from him, and he has yet to make contact. Excuse me, that'll be Welch at the plate, getting ahead of myself. So Welch is down 1-2 in the count. Martinez will be the next batter. So 1-2, a swing and a miss as he goes down swinging. And Landon Janes collects his 5th strikeout of the evening.
Janes tying a career-high strikeouts in a game with 5, and we're already in the 3rd inning. Playing really well here against Nevada. They do have the 1-0 lead, but this is very promising if you're head coach Johnny Coy here for the Stangs and looking at what Janes is doing out there on the mound.
Martinez now comes to the plate, watches one high and away for ball 1. I'm just hoping he goes down 1-2 so that my scorebook isn't wrong. So Welch struck out looking. Martinez faces the 1-0 count. Janes delivers down and away, ball 2. So now I'm hoping he goes 2-2.
Martinez was retired on only 4 pitches back in the 1st inning. He's at 0 for 1 so far on tonight, but facing a very favorable 2-0 count. Janes looking to pump one back in the strike zone, maybe over that outer half of the plate like we saw earlier in the game.
So the 2-0 delivered, and that one finds the strike zone inside this time instead of out. As it came in, bottom corner of the strike zone. He is a left-handed batter, so he's sitting other side of the box from what we're used to seeing. Faces the 2-1 from Janes. Delivered high and outside for ball 3. Martinez goes down 3-1.
Martinez not that big of a guy, only 5'9", 180 pounds, playing for JCCC. This is only his 3rd game as a Griffon.
So the 3-1 swung on, high fly ball to left field. Belton coming in on it, makes the grab, and that's 3 outs for the Mustangs. So a 1-2-3 inning from the Griffons, and the Mustangs will bring out Myers, Gall, and Bruce to start the bottom of the 3rd. We'll be right back. Eden Myers leading it off here in the bottom of the third for the Mustangs, down 1-0 after the Griffons homered in the top of the second. Myers watches one inside for ball one.
Myers really struggling at the plate so far this season, but having a little bit of a pickup. He went 3 for 5 on Wednesday against Carroll, driving in 4 runs on the year. That's a season high for him, as he only has 6 runs batted in on the year total.
That ball was in the dirt, gets through the legs of Palermo. Myers goes up 2-0 in the count, looking to get the first walk of the evening. That one swung on, driven deep center field. At the warning track goes Madera. Myers rounds 2, he's going for 3. And he'll need to use the speed as in comes the throw. He gets down, and he'll be out at third. As the throw from the shortstop, Salazar, had nothing but gas on it coming into clump at third to get Myers out.
Not a wise decision there by Myers, as he hadn't reached second base by the time that they let that throw off. It was a great piece of hitting there, driving that deep into center right field, but an unfortunate first out here to lead off the bottom of the third inning.
Gall comes to the plate. First pitch swung on to the right side. Nobody covering first, and he beats out the throw as Diaz fumbled the toss over from Ponce. And Gall gets a base hit of the evening.
Back-to-back base hits here to lead off the bottom of the third inning, as Gall gets his first hit. It seemed like 3 Griffons were all converging on that ball, and all 3 of them forgot to cover first base.
Yeah, that's right. Diaz, Ponce, and Welch all came in, and it was in the weird spot where it wasn't necessarily right at the first baseman. It was kind of just in no man's land over there on the right side, and another one of those unfortunate situations for the Griffons. They just couldn't find their mark there. Frank Gall on first with Boston Bruce at the plate.
It's a pickoff attempt there over on Frank Gall with Boston Bruce up to bat now. We've seen a lot of pickoff attempts already being thrown by Diaz. As a team, Nevada allowing 35 stolen bases on the year. Not a very good defensive team from the backstop. We'll see what the Mustangs do, as they have had a great year stealing bases.
Gall getting jumpy over there on first as Bruce drives that one just over the second baseman's head. Martinez throws it in, and that's a base hit for Boston Bruce.
3 batters, 3 base hits to begin the bottom of the third inning. Seeming like the Mustangs trying to find something here against Diaz, as 2 men are on with 1 out. Mustangs still behind 1-0, but Lucart coming on up for his second time tonight, 0 for 1 with a fly out to left back in the first inning.
Lucart, the designated hitter for the evening, looking to make contact here. Gall is in scoring position. Getting jumpy over there on second as Bruce stands at first. First pitch high and away for ball 1.
Second at bat we've seen with a Mustang in scoring position tonight. They're so far 0 for 1 on the evening. That happened back in the first. But a great opportunity here for Lucart, who's had an incredible season at the plate, to tie this game at 1.
The throw over to Gall. Wow, in time. Gall gets picked off at second. As there are now 2 outs, Braden Lucart at the plate with Boston Bruce at first.
That was great defense there by the Griffons, as the catcher, Palermo, signaled over to the pitcher that Gall was maybe just a little too far off a second, and then he was right.
Braden Lucart, 1-1 in the count. Now only 1 runner on, none of them in scoring position, but 2 outs as they look to get their first runs of the evening.
2 unfortunate mistakes, base running mistakes by the Mustangs so far this game.
That one gets away from Palermo, the throw over not in time. Lucart, a successful steal attempt, and he finds himself in scoring position.
Boston Bruce out there on second base now. That is his first stolen base as a Mustang. So we were talking about runners with scoring position at bats. That was erased with Gall being picked off, but now another opportunity here to tie this game or pretend to take the lead.
Lukart watches one high and away. If you're the Mustangs, one of those things you don't want to continue to do is leave runners on base. There's been plenty of games where you've had runners in scoring position, you just haven't been able to capitalize. So like you said, Tyler, this is one of those opportunities they have to really change some things, get their season going in the right direction. As Lukart faces a 3-1 count. That one outside, ball 4. Lukart gets the first walk of the evening. And he'll stand on first. So now 2 runners on. That'll be Bruce at second, Lukart at first. Jaden Little, who had a hard hit single down the right field side in the bottom of the first, is back up. The chance to drive runners around.
3 hits and a walk to begin this inning, but some costly base running has costed 2 outs so far for the Stangs. Hopefully a chance here for Little to capitalize.
That one down the middle to Little as he watches it for strike 1. So the 0-1 count. Diaz yet to check on Bruce over there at second. So that's now, count is now 1-1. Jaden Little out of St. Joseph, Missouri, faces a 1-1 count, 2 runners on. Makes contact up the middle. Salazar is there. The handoff to the second baseman, Welch. And the Mustangs arrive at 3 outs with 2 runners left on. No runs scored. And the Griffons come back up to the plate. We'll be right back.
Don't forget Mustangs concessions, crispy and margaritas at the frozen drink stand. Also, we have this fried hot dogs on the grill. We have fruit cups on the main stand with Savoy and Tahini.
Welcome back inside. Phil Welch, the Mustangs down 1-0 to the Griffons as they come back to the plate. Salazar, Madera, and Klump to lead it off for the Griffons as that one outside to Salazar in the top of 4.
Salazar, one of 5 victims tonight of the swing and strikeout for Janes. Jane's looking to keep this game close. So the Mustangs squandered a lot of base runners there in the last half inning.
That one doesn't find the zone as it was down the middle, but too low for the zone. Salazar faces the 2-0. Jane's having himself a night. 5 Ks on the evening already, going into the top of the 4th. That one swung on and wait for it to hit the roof. Hey, maybe not. Maybe not. I didn't hear it. Did you hear it?
I didn't hear it.
Did you guys hear it back there? No? I think it probably hit the ice rink because that was straight back. No car.
That was straight back. We got the ice rink right behind us. Used to have a slushy of ice.
Yes, we did. It was all sorts of different colors. So the 2-1 delivered inside for strike 2. That one is able to find the zone. Salazar making Jane's pitch to him early.
Salazar only a .214 batter this season. Him and Wetzel are the team lead in games played so far for this Griffons squad.
That one lined into left field. The catch is made by Belton to get the first out of the inning.
Belton only had to make 1 or 2 steps to his right to get that hot shot there by Salazar. So good defensive positioning here by the Stangs to lead off the top of the 4th. Only 1 hit allowed tonight by Landon Janes. Unfortunately, it was that solo homer over into the party porch.
So Madera now comes to the plate for the Griffons. The rain, wow, kind of coming out of nowhere, I swear. I was just looking at the field. I look away for a second. The crowd comes up into the bleachers. The rain comes down as Jane delivers the 0-1 to Madera. Madera watches it inside, gets out of the way, ball 1.
We were talking a little bit pregame of how we had some scattered storms later in this afternoon and how they might be disappearing for good, but it seems that a couple more have popped up around the area.
This rain coming down pretty hard. 1-1 delivered, gets the outside edge of the zone for strike 2.
Good off-speed pitch there by Janes, getting the edge of the zone. Pretty favorable spot tonight being called by our home plate umpire.
Now, we've seen it for both teams too, not just the Mustangs, the Griffons as well. That spot's been pretty consistent. That one swung on, fouled back into the net. Kraft running over there. They're gonna call it a foul ball as it got away from Kraft. And Madera staying alive.
Lucky contact there for Madera as he had no idea where that ball was going after he swung through that pitch. Able to get just a piece of it as it went to the backstop to stay alive.
A little 1-2 from Janes. A pitcher who really good about taking his time up there on the mound is delivered outside for ball 2. Kind of surprised there's not a pitch clock in the Mink League yet.
We've seen the wonders of the pitch clock up at the major league and the college level. I really like it. I've been a big advocate for that change.
Yeah, I did too. I like it. Keeps the game moving, you know? All right, the 2-2 from Janes delivered. Check swing high and away for ball 3. So now one of the few full counts we've seen this evening is Madera looking to get on base.
Madera only 2 walks compared to 6 strikeouts so far this season. Much more of a contact hitter than letting these long at-bats happen.
The 3-2 delivered, fouled back onto the roof. Madera, 2 or 3 foul balls here this evening to stay alive.
Jane's getting ready to throw his 8th pitch to Madera. And going a little bit back to the rain, I think we're seeing a lot more umbrellas today. We had our game get canceled last Saturday where we had a downpour of rain come in. Nobody was prepared. Seems a little more preparation today.
That one fouled off. Madera, he was the one who was prepared for this at-bat because, man, that's 9 pitches now in a 3-2 count. He's fouled off maybe 4 or 5 of these. But yeah, the weather here in St. Joe not very consistent on your weekends. I mean, 1 minute it's raining, the next minute it's 90 degrees and the sun's out. So you never know what's going to happen. As we await the 3-2 from Janes to Madera. High and away, ball 4. He'll take his base.
Hard-fought walk there for Madera after a 10-pitch battle that Janes ultimately ends up losing. But man on with only 1 out here in the top of the 4th. Caden Klepp, who had a deep fly out to center field his last time coming on up. But an opportunity for a ground ball twin killing, could get out of this inning.
So 1 runner on. It's Madera at first with Klump at the plate. That one delivered down bottom edge of the strike zone. Gets 1. Rain starting to slow down as Janes checks on Madera at first.
Madera does have 5 steals on the year. That's second on the team behind Jaden Wetzel. It's a little bit of a base threat here. He has a pretty sizable lead over at first.
That one doesn't find the zone as it's down and away, ball 1. Now Klump even at 1-1. 1 runner on and only 1 out. This could be lucky number 1 for the Griffons,
who currently lead 1-0.
Klump swings on 1 high. That one's going to find the grassy hill down the left field line for strike 2.
Janes having to work a little bit more this inning, mostly because of that really long at-bat to Madera, but Salazar also putting up a big fight in his first at-bat, and Klepp here also putting up a little bit of a fight.
That one high, and Kraft couldn't get it to stick in his glove as it brings the count to 2-2. So the 2-2 to Klump with a runner on. It's going to be delivered by Janes, and that one up over the middle. Myers gets it over to first in time for out number 2, but not before Klump advances the runner.
No chance at second base there on that soft tapper just over the mound for Klump. But that puts a runner in scoring position with 2 outs as Palermo making his way up. He was retired via the swing and strikeout back in the 2nd inning.
So rain has looked like it has completely stopped this evening for now. We won't jinx it, but we'll say for now. There's 2 outs with a runner on second. Delivered outside for ball 1.
That one actually just glances the edge of the strike zone, making it 0-1 now, the count. And even with the rain stopping, it seems as about 95% of the crowd here tonight has made its way under the bleachers.
Still got a few stragglers out there with their ponchos and umbrellas and all the things. Got to stay dry somehow as that one swung on and missed. Madera thought about taking third, but Kraft doing a good job of keeping that ball in front of him to avoid the advance of runners.
Palermo extremely late on that swing as that fastball just rode outside.
The 0-2 delivered, swung on and missed, and that's another strikeout swinging. And the Mustangs are headed back to their dugout to try and put some runs on the board going into the bottom of 4. We'll be right back.
Join the young ones receiving the best clinical possible by sitting the doctor and individual pediatric medicine. Give your child the best pediatric medical care he or she needs to address small and to develop lifelong healthy habits with Dr. Anthony Tuzo. Well, leading it off here at the bottom of the board for the field is Montreal.
Kobacheski comes to the plate for the Mustangs. That one off the bat, quick to the right side. And Ponce, a quick glove over there at first as he was able to snag that one off the ground. And the Griffons get their first out of the inning.
First base, not generally known as the hot corner. That's reserved for third base, but that was a hot shot of a liner over to the first baseman, Ponce. Unfortunate there for Gundelfinger as he lined that one probably at 100 miles an hour for the first out.
And Kobacheski lines out to the first baseman. Gundelfinger now at the plate. Watches the first one down and away for ball one.
Not what you were wanting to start here for the Stangs after a 22 top pitch, top of the fourth inning. No runs came across for the Griffons, but they definitely had to make Janes work. And you want to give Janes a little bit more of a rest as Kraft is yet to swing the bat here facing a 2-0 count.
So a 2-0 count to Gundelfinger. Kraft, Belton, and Myers, the bottom half of the lineup. Want to keep in mind for the fans, it is $1.50 beer night here on Fridays. And we've got a nice little fan section over here on the right side. I don't think I can count how many beers they have walked back up to the top of the bleachers with. But it is a lot. It's at least a case. I'll tell you that right now. It's been at least a case.
We've seen a lot of beer getting sold here at the Phil, and last week we had a beer tower that was forming in the bleachers last Friday.
Yeah.
We'll see if another one pops up here tonight.
Beer tower would be pretty cool. See how tall you can get it. Feel bad for the trash crew after the game having to pick all that up, but, you know, hopefully the fans, you know, take care of their own trash. We don't have to worry about it. That one lined up the middle. Salazar comes in to field it, gets it over to Ponce. The throw goes wild, but Gundelfinger will stay on first as there's a shallow space between the dugout and the line. Nice single by Gundelfinger to find his way to bag.
First error of the year for Cade Martinez as he was a hot shot of a throw over to first, but way right of the first base, allowing the runner to get on, being ruled an error. So an E6 there for Tyler Gundelfinger after a 6-pitch battle, putting him on first with only one out for Zach Kraft.
Kraft grounded out to the third baseman in the bottom of the second. That one again lined up over the middle. It gets through. Gundelfinger advances to second, and Kraft goes 1 for 2 on the day.
Great piece of hitting by Zach Kraft as that was lined just over the glove of Diaz. That was probably less than a glove's length over top of his bright blue mitt, making its way over second base and into shallow center field for the base hit to put 2 men on now. Mustangs got a little bit of something rolling here with the 1 out here in the bottom of the fourth.
A lot of these base hits we've seen from the Mustangs have been first pitch singles or haven't seen a double yet tonight, but first pitch singles that have just so happened to make their way through the defense. It's the first pitch Belton sees swung on and missed for strike 1.
Belton, a recipient of the strikeout looking back in the second inning. He's the only strikeout victim tonight by Diaz. So good patience at the plate for the Stangs.
So that one high right field. Martinez at the warning track, and it's gone. A 3-run homer for Carter Belton. The Mustangs take the lead quick. Carter Belton wasted no time with that one as it found its way deep into the party deck. The second home run to right field we've seen tonight. And he'll give the Mustangs the lead 3-1.
A 3-run shot by Carter Belton for his third homer of the year. Great job there by the Mustangs, being aggressive early here on Diaz this inning. And that has paid off, as after a costly error by the shortstop and a softly hit single by Kraft, Mustangs bow back up in front after trailing the entire game, up 3-1.
That one driven high to right field. Martinez goes back towards the foul line, and it finds its way over just the edge of the fence as he avoids the fly out to right. So Myers avoids the fly out, but now faces an 0-1 count. So bases are cleared for Myers with 1 out, as him and Gall will be the next 2 batters, with Bruce rounding that out.
Myers and Gall, both some costly base running errors back in the 3rd inning that resulted in both of them being thrown out after both having base hits.
It's now an 0-2 count to Myers as he fouled that one back. The 0-2 delivered, swung on high, straight back towards the net. Palermo coming back, and it hits the roof and rolls off the backside. So it's an 0-2 count from Diaz to Myers. Diaz still pitching for the Mustangs. The only runs he's given up have come from the bottom of the 4th.
After the Mustangs threatened back in the 3rd, they finally are able to pounce here on Diaz with that 3-run Oppo Taco by Carter Belton.
So that one down and away in the dirt, off Palermo's leg protection as it's popped up back towards the net. So now Myers, a 1-2 count. After he almost had a triple in the bottom of the 3rd, he'll come back up to bat. Diaz looks like he fell off the mound or lost his footing of some sort, as that pitch is ruled dead.
Would be a balk if there were runners on base, but a little bit of a funky motion there by Diaz. Looks like everything's okay. He's resetting himself on the mound. Maybe a little slippery out there after that quick burst of rain we had that lasted only about 5 minutes.
Diaz taking the time to reset himself. So that is a no pitch. That one fouled off into the glove of Palermo. That'll be a strikeout for Eden Myers.
Second strikeout of the day for Diaz, but the first one of the swing and variety. We've seen a lot of patience here by Mustang hitters. Great improvement over the season. And Diaz getting checked on by a Mustang staffer out there on first.
They're getting him a screwdriver is what it looks like. He got that mud clumped up in your cleats, and you know, with it being so wet and dry and everything, that clay gets real thick and gets stuck in your shoes. So Diaz taking the time to clean his shoes out, as Frank Gall will come to the plate here in the bottom of the 4th for the Mustangs.
I'm not going to blame the clay on the opportune hitting the Mustangs have had the past couple innings, especially that Belton first pitch opposite field homer.
Gall swings on the first one he sees. He'll fly out to second base. So Frank Gall will fly out. Due up for the Griffons, Wetzel, Ponce, and Hay. Wetzel with the home run earlier in the top of the second to put the Griffons up. The score, 3-1, Mustangs lead. We'll be right back.
Well, leading it off, the Xavier Griffons here at the top of the fifth, the left fielder, J.J. Wetzel. Just followed up in and out. He starts out at 157. The middle went to three tacos, just Taco Bell. Stop off and Taco Bell. Draw your business message at this time, too.
All right, we are back inside Phil Welch Stadium. Had our camera fall over. If you got an inside look to Phil Welch and our broadcasting booth here, hi, hello, we're here. So up to bat for the Griffons, Wetzel, Ponce, and Hay. Wetzel already facing an 0-2 count early. Janes is still pitching for the Griffons. Sitting about 61, 62 pitches this evening. So that one's outside. The 1-2 from Janes, delivered outside, ball 2.
There's a curveball there by Janes that just didn't curve, resulting in that ball landing way high and outside over in the right-handed batter's box.
So now the 2-2. First batter of the inning. So we're in the top of 5. That one down and away, ball 3. Well, full count from Janes. He got a well-needed break. It's a 3-2 count to Wetzel.
Just what the doctor ordered back in the bottom half of the 4th inning. But a long at-bat here to begin the top of the 5th.
The 3-2 delivered, swung on, and that's a strikeout on Wetzel. As he got lucky the first time around, couldn't quite get lucky the second. He strikes out swinging on a 3-2 count.
Wetzel, despite the power and the contact ability and an incredibly high amount of strikeouts. That is now his 19th on the season, putting him in the top 5 in the entire Mink League in strikeouts this year.
So now the first baseman, Ponce, watches one down and away for ball 1. Janes already more than 5 strikeouts, which is his season high. He's at 7 this evening, and he's still cruising here in the top of the 5th. That one gets the outside edge of the zone for strike 1.
We'll see how long Landon Janes stays out there. We've generally seen manager Johnny Coy throwing his starters out there for about 4 innings of work, but Janes out here 4 of 5th, shy of 70 pitches right now, and cruising and dealing outside of that solo home run by Wetzel.
Out one outside, but swung on by Ponce. That brings his count to 1-2.
Wild swing by Ponce, who tried to hit that high fastball. Great deception there by Janes, getting another swing and a miss.
So a 1-2 with 1 out is to be delivered by Janes. Out one high and out away for ball 2.
Ponce looked ready to unload on that, but taking that high fastball once again. Swung at one right before that, but a good take there as the count stays at 2-2. Looking for a strikeout number 8 on the night.
That one grounded up right field side. Bruce is there to the throw over to Little in time, and that's 2 outs for the Mustangs.
Easy 4-3 ground out there for Bruce over at second base, who we normally see playing catcher or designated hitting, but putting out there in the field for the first time this season as Gundelfinger gets moved over to third and Seth Winkler getting the day off, who's the general second baseman that we've seen so far this season for the Stangs.
Quite a few roster changes here throughout the season, but you've got to give those guys times off, especially when you've got those long road stretches. Starts to wear on your body a little bit. As Hay watches one outside for ball 1. So 2 outs for the Griffons. The check swing on that one. They're going to say he went. So strike 1. Just wasn't quick enough to pull that bat away.
With tonight's game, the Mustangs are about to start a 10 games in 10 days stretch with these 2 home games that we have here against Nevada. So Winkler getting the day off. We'll probably see him a lot more later on, but getting a little bit of a rest off his feet before they start this very tough stretch in the middle of the season.
Especially facing Clarinda. Clarinda's a tough team. You got to be able to watch out for them. They lead the Mink League right now. Definitely a tough team to face. As that one delivered down and away for ball 2. So Clarinda stands at, I believe, 10-1 on the season. We're right behind them. It's Carroll at 12-1. So, excuse me, not 12-1, 12-4. Got the numbers mixed up. So, yeah, Clarinda's 10-1, Carroll 12-4, and the rest of the league all kind of just following behind them. But the Mustangs have had a lot of, you were talking about it earlier, Tyler, they've had a lot of we'll say conference, we'll just keep it conference, non-conference games. They've, been against alumni, they've been against, just teams that aren't in the Mink League. So that does take an effect, especially if you lose to your overall record.
Yeah, the Mustangs, 2 games so far against the Kansas City Monarchs and a game against the Van Johnson Raiders. We will see the Raiders in town next week as well, so yet another out-of-conference game that we're seeing coming here to the Phil, which has impacted them a little bit as both Clarinda and Carroll playing well over 90% of their games against Mink League opponents.
Yeah. That one driven high to right field. Gall slips in the wet grass, but is able to still make the catch, and that's 3 outs for the Mustangs as they'll bring up
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have a very special birthday today going out to Jack Ryan, celebrating his 88th birthday today. Happy birthday, Jack!
Welcome back inside Phil Welch. The Mustangs lead 3-1 after a Carter Belton home run in the bottom of 4. And the Mustangs come back up to bat with Boston Bruce, Braden Lucart, and Jaden Little due up for the Mustangs here in the bottom of 5. Diaz still on the mound for the Griffons. Delivers that first pitch and swung on, driven high into the parking lot. As long as I don't see it. Oh, no, not quite the parking lot. That'll find the front lawn of Phil Welch, as that brings the count to no balls, 1 strike.
Bruce 2 for 2 today with the stolen base. Great day at the plate. See, takes that one over the plate but low for 1-1. But a consistent force here ever since joining the Stangs after his incredible record-setting season with Johnson County Community College.
That one finds his own. But yeah, like you were saying, an incredible season at his hometown community college. Played there a little late to join the team due to their national championship run. And he's back now and watches one outside for ball number 2. So that'll bring his count to 2 balls, 2 strikes on the evening. If you're just now tuning in with us here on our YouTube channel, be sure to go ahead and like, subscribe, follow us. Trying to reach a goal of 1,000 followers. We started this season just below 800. We're already at 876. We want to get to 1,000. So mom and dad, if you're watching, please like and subscribe. That'd be great. I'll teach you how to do it later. Boston Bruce staying alive, fouling one off.
We've still got 6 weeks left of the regular season, including a week of playoff baseball, which the Mustangs are on track to play should they continue their current pace.
That one driven high. Shallow infield. Diaz calls his team off, but they all come running in. That was 1, 2, 3, 4 of them all coming in at the same time. Diaz, I don't know if you saw it, but I very clearly saw him waving his arms. And apparently nobody else did, because there was a little bit of a collision in the infield.
Diaz definitely waving his arms out there, and you really don't want your pitchers making those pop-out outs if you're the Nevada head coach. You would rather have your infielders do it, but Diaz able to retire Bruce for the first time tonight. First out here in the bottom of the 5th.
Lucart watches one that was a bit outside, but the umpire doesn't think so, as that's called strike 1. That one just about the same spot as the last. Called the ball.
We've got action in both bullpens right now. Can't tell who the Nevada pitcher is, but it does look like number 34, Luke Howard, the lefty, out in the Mustangs bullpen. We have seen 5 innings of great pitching here for Landon Janes. Only 1 hit allowed. It was that solo homer, but a career high 7 strikeouts so far this game.
That one lined over to second. That'll get through Salazar as Lucart finds his way to first. A hard hit ball over to Salazar at short. He couldn't quite get a glove on it as the edge of the grass. So he'll get a base hit. He's 1 for 2 on the evening with a walk. That'll bring up Jaden Little with 1 out, 1 runner on.
Little tonight is 1 for 2 with a single back in the first inning. Had a fielder's choice to end the third, but he's been playing really well for the Mustangs, batting over 300.
That one gets away from Palermo, but he keeps it under him. So it's ball 1. So the 1-0 count to Jaden Little with a runner on finds its way inside, and Palermo quick to get that one as it looked like it might have gotten off the arm or the bat, but they're going to say it just got away from Palermo as brings the count to 2-0.
Let's check in a little bit with the other Mink League action that we're seeing tonight. With the Mustangs up 3-1 on the Griffons, we are seeing a 19-3 game with Carroll over the North Missouri Natties in the bottom of the 4th out in Kirksville. Still excellent playing there by the Merchants, just ahead of the Mustangs in the Mink League standings. But a potential upset here is Chillicothe, who is having a rough year, up 1-0 on Joplin, who is nipping at the bud right behind the Mustangs in 4th. They're up 1-0 in the top of the 6th.
The 2-1 to Little, swung on, driven deep right field. Martinez goes back, and that one is gone, as that's a 2-run homer for Jaden Little. Brings around Braden Lucart, and the Mustangs lead 5-1.
First home run of the season for the Jaden Little is a big one. 2-run opposite field shot over into the party patio. Makes it 5-1 Mustangs, and we've seen 3 home runs, all of them hit down the right center field.
Right center field is the spot to be. Right field sitting about 307 down the foul line, but I would say where that one was hit, you're probably sitting about 320, 330. That ball was nothing but a rocket to right. Now up for the Mustangs, Micah Kobacheski is playing center this evening for the Mustangs. Still with 1 out, Jaden Little went ahead and did a job of clearing the bases for him, as Kobacheski and Gundelfinger will be due up. Watches that one high and away for ball 1.
Kobacheski 0 for 2 on the night, but he had a hot shot liner over to first base his last time up. He sees Diaz well, but he's got a favorable 2-0 count now.
The 2-0 finds its way inside. Kobacheski slides out of the way of that one. Goes down early, Diaz does, delivering 3 straight balls to Kobacheski. That one high, foul down the left field side. Palermo gets under it, makes the grab. And that's a fly out to Palermo for Kobacheski as he's retired on a 3-0 count.
Kobacheski saw a pitch he liked facing a 3-0 count. Unfortunately got way under it, allowing that foul out over the third base side for out number 2. But Tyler Gundelfinger trying to extend this game. He reached on an error last inning. We'll see what he has here.
Gundelfinger watches that one get the inside edge for strike one. The 0-1 to him is swung on up the middle, takes a funky hop. Salazar there to grab it, and they get the third out of the inning. The Mustangs score 2 runs. They're up 5-1 on 9 hits. 1 hit from the Griffons. As we will return soon to see if Landon James will take the mound or if it'll be Luke Howard getting in for the Mustangs. We'll be right back.
On behalf of the Griffon Nation, it is our pleasure to recognize, honor, and support you for protecting and serving our country. Thank you. Now pitching for the Mustangs, the pitching delivery number 54, Luke Howard.
All right, we're back in St. Joe. Mustangs lead 5-1, and we've got a pitching change. Landon James, so far this evening, our player of the game. 5 innings pitched, only 1 run allowed, 1 hit, 2 walks, and 7 Ks, which is a career high for him. And he faced the order 3 times through, facing a total of 27 batters. I did not do that math. Tyler did. I'm not a math guy, but you are. So go ahead, and for our new pitcher, Luke Howard, take us through what his season's looked like.
Luke Howard coming on the mound with a 4-run lead, but Howard having a really rough start so far this year. In 4 games played, he has allowed a total of only 5 runs, but does have 11 walks. It is by far the highest on the team. Be a big thing to see if he's able to control the strike zone. He's tall and lanky lefty, facing the top of the order here. And a good start as he delivers that first pitch right down the middle for strike 1.
Good start for him as the Griffons are now at the top of the order. Here in the top of the 6th, they're down 4 runs. As that one's watched and finds the strike zone for strike number 2.
Howard does have 1 appearance against the Griffons so far. When they were at Nevada back in early June, only was able to go a third of an inning. He allowed 3 runs and walked 5 while striking out 1. It was not a good day, as that next pitch wasn't even close.
Yeah, that one looks like it got away from him quite a bit. Looked like me trying to pitch a ball out there. So that one's way out of the way for ball 1. Martinez goes up. Excuse me, he's still down 1-2 in the count. That one lined over to the left side. Myers there to grab it. And for some reason, he wasn't able to release the ball, as Martinez finds his way to first on a hard hit single down the left field side. That'll bring up Salazar for the second bat.
It looked like Myers might have got a bee sting while it looked like he dropped the ball, reacting to like he got stung by a bee out there. But a bad transition from the glove to the hand. Ball is probably slippery with how wet the surface was after that brief rainstorm we had. But the first error of the game, allowing Martinez to reach first with nobody out in the top of the 6th.
Runner doesn't go, but that one's driven high down the right field line. Foul ball as it finds its way onto the concourse. Narrowly missing a fan. You've really got to keep your head up there down the right field line. Salazar, an 0-1 count. Howard throws over to first. Kind of a lackadaisical throw. So it wasn't quite in time. So the 0-1 to Salazar. He's only seen one pitch, was able to foul that one off on the right field line.
Howard has
his second.
Howard has allowed 4 stolen bases this year. No runners caught. We'll see what Martinez does over at first.
That one nasty, high and away for strike 2. Salazar thought it was pretty enough to hit. Couldn't make contact. He goes down 0-2.
Looked like a home run derby swing there. Trying to join the party as all the runs so far tonight have come courtesy of the homer.
So the 0-2 to Salazar. It's delivered inside, and Kraft couldn't get a hand on it as he tried to flick it back up and it went into his glove. So Martinez advances to second on a stolen base. Salazar still faces the 1-2 count.
Not the pitch you were wanting from Howard there. Putting a runner in scoring position with nobody out. You do have 4-run lead here after the Mustangs have scored 5 unanswered, courtesy of 2 homers in 2 innings.
That one driven high into right center field. 1 run comes around. Here comes Martinez to home. And he'll make it across safely as they now cut the lead to 3 on the Mustangs. So a nice hard hit single by Salazar into right center field, finds his way onto first and brings around Martinez from second. TK Madera will come to the plate for the Griffons with no outs.
TK on the day, 0 for 1, struck out swinging back in the first and drew a 9-pitch walk back in the 4th inning. We'll see how aggressive he is here against Howard, who struggles a lot so far on the mound.
Nice pitch from the lefty. Gets its way to the outside of the zone for strike 1.
It is a lefty-on-lefty matchup, so Howard should theoretically have the platonic advantage over TK Madera.
Salazar on first. Madera awaits the pitch. Doesn't swing as that one's down and away for ball 1.
We do have action out there in the Mustangs bullpen. It looks like number 12, Jackson Turner, out there in case things get ugly here for Howard.
The throw over to first, not in time as Kraft was on that one. A quick pitch from Howard. The throw over to first not in time, so no strikes for him. TK faces a 1-ball, 2-strike count here with no outs. That one in the dirt for ball 2.
Howard's a product of Quincy University, another D1 school, but hopefully able to control things here with that pitching prowess.
The 2-2 fouled off back into the net. Salazar got a pretty good jump over there at first.
We've seen a lot of fight here as there's still no outs in the top of the 6th. 15th pitch coming on its way for Howard, as these Griffin batters have just been battling pitch after pitch.
That one delivered down and away for ball 3. Madera putting up a fight. Howard starting to struggle here early.
Be interesting to see how long he's left on the mound, as he has not been able to show any sort of consistency so far.
That one fouled off back into the net. Still a 3-2 count.
That ball hit the faceplate of the home plate umpire. Takes a couple moments, looks like he's okay, and that drew a quick mound visit between Kraft and Howard, making sure they're on the same page as they're trying to secure either the first out from Madera or maybe potentially a twin killing, with Salazar sitting out there at first.
Looking to have the possibility of a double play here.
Salazar does have 4 steals on the season, putting him tied for third behind Wetzel and Madera, who's currently at the plate. So a lot of speed here from this Griffons roster. But the Mustangs doing a pretty good job as of late keeping runners on base.
So the 3-2 from Howard is delivered high and away for ball 4. So the runners advance, so 2 runners on, one of them in scoring position. That'll bring up the catcher Klump to drive them around as they're down 5-2 here in the top of 6.
8-pitch walk there thrown by Howard. Unfortunately not able to get Madera. But Klump is 0 for 2 on the night with a fly out and a fielder's choice. Ball hit in the air and a ball hit on the ground. Hoping for one on the ground right now.
That one finds the inside edge of the zone for strike 1. Nice pitch from Howard. This Klump goes down early. The 0-1 delivered outside. Howard struggling with a little bit of consistency here. So a 1-1 from Howard. Salazar getting jumpy on second. Looking at the possibility of going or trying to advance his chances of scoring. Griffons playing tough baseball here in the top of 6.
We last saw Howard on the 14th, so Sunday against Carroll, where Howard resulted the loss.
That one grounded to the left field side. Gunnelfinger fumbles it and the throw not in time. So now the bases are loaded, and that'll bring up Palermo. Kraft will head out and take a visit with Howard with bases loaded. While we're awaiting the mound meeting to be over, be sure to please go like, subscribe, follow our YouTube account at StJosephMustangs. Also follow Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Go visit our website. I mean, what else? What's else?
We have an app.
Oh yeah, we do have an app.
If you haven't downloaded the St. Joseph Mustangs app, that's something we've just very recently introduced, and we're trying to get as many people to follow it. So if you don't like navigating websites, get notifications straight to your phone from the St. Joseph Mustangs app.
Yeah, it's easy enough. Just go like, subscribe, comment, follow. It's always helping us hit our goal of 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. As that one's lined down the left field line. Salazar kind of diving out of the way of that one. It's hard hit down the third base line. So Salazar at third, Madera at second, and Klump on first.
Palermo tonight's 0 for 2 with 2 swinging strikeouts. He's been aggressive. He struck out on 4 pitches back in the second and on 3 pitches back in the fourth.
The 0-1 to Palermo finds the outside edge, becomes 0-2 quickly. As Howard looks to get an out. The possibility of a double play, force outs, are more popular with bases loaded, so got always hope for the best there. But the 0-2 to Palermo is delivered, swung on and missed, and Howard gets his first K of the evening.
0 for 3 tonight for Palermo with 3 swinging strikeouts. Not a good night for him at the plate, but a crucial first out here in the top of the 6th. as the very dangerous Dayton Wetzel making his way up to the plate.
Wetzel homered in the top of the second, which put the Griffons up 1-0 before the Mustangs took the lead later on. And since then, he is 1 for 2 on the evening. The chance to do something here. Big swing and a miss for strike one.
Wetzel was aiming for the fences with that swing, looking to put his second ball over the fence tonight. But an 0-1 count is a good start here for Howard, trying to get out of a sticky situation.
That one inside almost got away from Kraft, but a great glove by him behind the plate to keep it in front of him. Wetzel gets a 1-1 count to him.
The fastball ran in on the hands of Wetzel, nearly hitting him. He's able to spin out of the way, and thankfully so, as a hit by pitch would bring him a run with the bases being loaded here.
That big swing and a miss by Wetzel, as he is not happy about that one. He didn't want to swing, but from the looks of it, he did. The power behind his swings are something serious. As the count to him is 1-2 with 1 out, bases loaded. Be a huge get out of a situation here for the Mustangs. That one delivered, finds the top corner of the zone. Wetzel strikes out looking. That'll bring up Ponce with bases loaded.
Crucial second out as he got Wetzel way in front of a curve. Went back to the same pitch. Wetzel took it, but it glanced just the outer half of the plate for a called strike number 3. Howard able to get his second consecutive strikeout. Now is only 1 out away from getting out of the inning.
That one delivered down and away, down the middle, but just too low. The Griffons, the first time they've had the bases loaded this evening, comes in the top of the 6th. They were here with no outs. Now they face 2 as that one's fouled off down the right field line, foul ball. The count now 1-1 to Ponce. So they have 2 runners in scoring position.
Ponce 0 for 2 on the night with 2 groundouts. This is the 7th batter that Howard has to face this inning. By far the most any Mustangs pitcher has had to face in 1 inning so far tonight.
The 1-1 delivered down and away on the outside corner for ball 2. Howard really struggling finding the zone so far tonight. The 2-1 delivered. That one again fouled off right field side. Not quite. I think that one got the roof. So now Ponce faces a 2-2 count with bases loaded. He'll get some more spray applied to the bat as doesn't want to lose a grip.
A little more pine tar there.
So Ponce faces the 2-2 count with bases loaded and 2 outs. A force out or a fly out is all the Mustangs need to get out of this one. That one's thrown inside for ball 3. So now a full count. You do not want to get a walk here.
Ponce is playing his first organized baseball post-high school this year with the Griffons. Committed to play at Labette Community College, just graduated from Webb City High School. It's a big kid, 6'3", 215.
So the 3-2. Howard didn't release. Runners will advance. So that takes the runner off of first, but that scores Salazar. So the Griffons now clawing their way back. Score is now 5-3. Kraft will head out there and check on Howard.
Howard balking there, allowing the run to come home. We've seen that a little more frequently the past couple games, as Howard probably had some clay stuck in his cleat. Wasn't landing funky. Thankfully, he didn't release that ball.
So still 3-2 to Pawns. Runners in scoring position, that one outside, and the bases all of a sudden are loaded again with 2 outs.
A ball don't lie moment there in the reality check to Luke Howard after balking home a run. Bases are still loaded as Jaron Hay making his way up. For the 2nd straight inning, he drew a walk on 5 pitches to make his night now 0 for 1. But you are facing the bottom of the order here for the Stangs. This is where you were trying to get those easier outs versus those top guys who already played this inning coming around to score.
So Hay fouls one back on the first pitch. Be helpful for Howard if he could have straightened that one out, get a fly out to Kobacheski or Gall or maybe Belton over there in left. Get out of this inning. So the 0-1 to Hay with bases loaded finds its way outside.
Hay, an infielder from Butler Community College, playing his first season in the Mink League, a redshirt freshman who had a solid but unspectacular freshman redshirt year. 220 batting average, 3 homers, 15 runs batted in.
That one again fouled back, finds the top of the press box. Hay now down 1-2 in the count.
Howard 1 strike away from getting out of the inning and approaching the 40 pitch mark rather quickly. Not a good inning for him.
I'd be surprised if they bring him out here in the 7th again. So the count now 1-2. Delivered, swung on, grounded right field side. Myers grabs it over to second baseman Bruce to get the out. And they'll end the inning with minimal damage despite having the bases loaded. The Mustangs, who led 5-1 at the start, now still lead 5-3. Due up for the Mustangs. Gundelfinger, Kraft, and Belton. We'll be right back.
Well, leading it off, here's the bottom of the 6th. Pitcher, Jack Pratt. Your Central Brook here at Casino, Jack Pratt out of the gate. Joseph Mustangs, player of the week, Joey Griffons. Also, his fastest fly hot dog in the girl. And Griffons at the 82nd with Savoy as the lead.
Leading off the Mustangs here in the bottom of the 6th, Zach Kraft, Carter Belton, and Eden Myers. Belton in the bottom of the 4th had a 3-run home run that put the Mustangs up 5-1. The Mustangs still lead, but the score has been cut to 5-3. We'll see if they can hold on and put some more runs here on the board.
Kevin Diaz going back out for a 6th inning of work. Interesting decision by the head coach for the Griffons, as there is a couple of men warming up in the bullpen, but probably trying to get one more inning out of his starter tonight. 5 runs on 9 hits that he's allowed so far.
Pitching has been the story of the night for both teams. Mustangs started off really hot with Landon James, 5 innings pitched, 7 Ks, only a run and a hit off of him. But since then, Mustangs have been a little bit of a struggle bus in the terms of pitching. But run production is far from varied.
We've seen some good pitchers out of the bullpen and a lot of pretty bad pitchers so far this season. Some good pitchers including Graydon Hammond, Landon Reith, and it does look like number 12 in the bullpen.
That one down the right field line, foul ball. As that one hits the top of the restrooms over on the right field side. So Kraft now faces a 2-2 count here in the bottom of 6. Mustangs lead 5-3. Diaz delivers the 2-2. That one down the right field line. Again, another foul ball. It's Kraft doing a good job of staying alive out there at the plate.
Kraft 1 for 2 on the night, had a ground out back in the second, but did single up the middle back in the fourth and was part of the 3 runs that came around on Carter Belton's homer.
That one down, and apparently it got the outside corner. So that'll be called strike 3 on Kraft looking. As Carter Belton comes to the plate. Myers after him.
Looked like the pitch might have been a little low and outside to make it go full, but Kraft down via the looking strikeout. We have had a pitcher zone so far tonight.
That one gets the bottom corner of the zone for strike 1 against Carter Belton. So 1 for 2 on the evening with a home run in the bottom of the 4th. We'll see if he can add on to that total tonight. It's a big swing and a miss from him. Brings the count to 0-2. That one swung on and missed by Carter Belton. Sees 3 pitches, goes down in 3. 2 outs now for the Griffons. Eden Myers comes to the plate.
After only 2 strikeouts through 5 innings, back-to-back strikeouts here has doubled Diaz's total on the evening. He's now at 4. Myers looking to not be another victim, but he did strike out back in the 4th.
The 0-2 to Myers delivered, gets the outside edge of the zone for strike 1. The 0-1 delivered outside, ball 1.
Myers 1 for 2 tonight, had that strikeout, but also had a double that he tried to stretch into a triple that fortunately got thrown out at third fairly easily on a great throw by the center fielder, TK Madera.
So the 2-1 to Eden Myers. Down and away for ball 3. He goes up early, 3-1.
Diaz tonight only allowing 1 walk so far, but those 9 hits, a very big exclamation point on his register for the evening.
That one grounded up the left field side. Salazar, the throw in time. Eden Myers is out at first. And a quick 1-2-3 inning for the Mustangs. Griffons coming up to bat next.
With a 14,000 square foot facility with the best prices and widest selection.
All right, here we go with our next game. We want to get everybody involved in this one. I'm coming right here to home plate first base side. We're going to have a good old-fashioned sing-off first and third base side. So make sure you guys are loud, especially you over here.
Having his please now pitching for the Mustangs. Number 12, Major League Community College Section, Griffons.
All right, I think our first base side, the home plate one, is available for some t-shirts.
Here, going into the top of 7, the Mustangs still lead 5-3. A good inning so far for the Mustangs. But coming into pitch for them, replacing Luke Howard, is Jackson Turner. Howard's final stat line for the evening: 1 inning pitched, faced 8 batters, only 2 strikeouts, 2 walks, 1 hit, and 2 runs earned off of him. The Mustangs still lead 5-3 as Jackson Turner delivers the 1-1. That one swung on and missed. Welch takes a big swing, unable to find contact. Out one outside, ball 2.
Turner, technically 3 appearances on the season, but only 2 registered, as he did appear in the Mustangs win against the alumni team. But in those 2 registered appearances, he is 3 innings of pitched and only allowing 2 runs to come across. Has struck out 3 batters.
Mustangs pitchers this evening really trying to find that pitcher's sweet spot to the umpire, that outside edge, but they're aiming a little too far outside. But not on that one, as that 3-2 is delivered, and that's a punch out for Jackson Turner on the first batter he sees.
Great start for Turner as he's able to get the first out on the first batter after 8 batters came up to plate in the 6th inning against Luke Howard. But the top of the order coming on up as Cade Martinez coming around. He scored one of the 2 runs back in the 6th inning after reaching on an error by the shortstop Myers.
The 1-0 from Jackson Turner to Martinez gets the zone for strike 1. So Martinez faces a 1-1 count. That one doesn't quite find the bottom of the zone. 2 balls, 1 strike.
Martinez 0 for 3 tonight with a strikeout, a flyout, and reaching on an error. Does have the run scored, which is what you want out of your leadoff batter.
That one a big swing and a miss from Martinez. Turner's starting to find his rhythm.
Let's go, Mustangs.
That one down and away for ball 3.
A lot more full counts later on in this game now that we've seen Landon Chains exit the game. Need these Mustangs relief staff to start calming things down after these great starts by their starters.
That one got way away from Jackson as Martinez will be walked and he'll take his base on a 3-2 count. Salazar comes to the plate.
First walk of the day given up by Jackson Turner. Puts a man on first with 1 out. Salazar singled and came around to score back in the 6th inning. So a dangerous hitter here at the plate, but potential here for a twin killing if Salazar is able to hit one on the left side on the ground.
Turner's first pitch to Salazar is outside for ball 1. That one down and away. Ball 2. Pitching has been a little bit rough tonight for both teams. Not as bad for the Mustangs as it has been for the Griffons, but the runner thought about going as he was about halfway down the base path before the pitch was delivered.
There's a great attempted pick there by Zach Kraft as he was ready to throw over to first, but Jaden Little not close to the bag at all, so a good hold there by Kraft.
So the 3-0 to Salazar finds the zone for strike one.
Salazar was taken all the way there.
As you would do on a 3-0 count. That one swung on high, foul ball.
Good way to...
I think that might have been our first car of the night. So I believe that brings our car counter to 18. I'm not exactly sure. We'll see here soon enough. That one down the right field side, foul ball again.
It's a good fight here by Turner after falling behind 3-0 on Salazar. He's now got a full count here to him. One out, one on here in the top of the 7th.
Now a 3-2 count high. It's another batter walked. There's one out. Madera now comes to the plate for the Griffons with 2 runners on, one of them in scoring position.
Madera drew a walk back in the 6th inning. He's 0 for 1 tonight with 1 strikeout and 2 walks. Very dangerous hitter at the plate too. He had a .455 batting average coming in. One of the best in the entire Mink League.
The first pitch to Madera, a nice strike on a swing and a miss to him. Another swing and a miss from Madera. Goes down early, 0-2 in the count.
After Turner had struggling locating the strike zone in these past 2 batters, he's looking a lot better here against TK.
Madera, the 0-2. Inside, gets away from Kraft. Runners advance to 2nd and 3rd. Ball 1. So Martinez now at 3rd, Salazar at 2nd. And Madera, chance to strike out.
That thwarts any attempt of a double play there, as that pitch just gets away from Kraft as it was a fastball inside on Madera.
The 1-2 delivered outside, ball 2. TK hasn't done anything to fight back. He's just kind of let Jackson throw to him. And it's quickly went from 0-2 to 2-2 with not much of a fight. That one delivered inside for the outside for the strikeout. There's now 2 outs with 2 runners on. Klump comes up to the plate.
Second strikeout of the inning for Jackson Turner, and that touches the outside plate. And that's the part of the zone that we've seen that gets extended a little bit by our home plate umpire against these left-handed batters. Good job by him to record the second out of the inning with 2 men on, hopefully able to close it out now that Klump coming on up.
That one gets away from Kraft. Across comes a run. And the score went from 5-1 to 5-4 very quickly. So that's ball 1 to Klump.
A wild pitch unable to be blocked by the catcher Kraft, allowing the run to come across. And another runner 90 feet away. Salazar does represent the tying run. Looked like the Mustangs were able to stay comfortable with a 5-1 lead, but back-to-back rough innings by their first 2 relief men have made this a 1-run game.
That one lined down the left field line. That's going to be they're going to call that a foul ball. So it looked like it might have gotten across the base in time, but it did not. It saves the tying run for the Mustangs. They count now 1-1.
Third base coach out there for Nevada was ruling it a fair ball, and the batter thought it was fair too, but our home plate umpire aggressively calling that a foul ball, sending the runner back to 3rd.
So the 1-1 delivered, gets the inside edge of the zone. Nice pitch from Turner as the count becomes 1-2. That one outside, ball 2.
Good save there by Kraft as that ball looked like it was headed out towards the backstop once again. Saved a run there.
So the 2-2 from Turner to Klump is delivered, swung on, driven left field line. Found the opposing team dugout. With 2 outs, the Griffons doing a good job of staying alive here in the top of the 7th inning. Mustangs still lead 5-4. Looking to get some insurance runs here in the next couple innings. The 2-2 delivered, gets the zone. That's a strikeout. And the Mustangs escape with the lead, 5-4. We'll be right back.
Everyone up and on your feet. It's time for the 7th inning. Well, leading off here on the 7th, right fielder, Frank Gall.
Welcome back inside Phil Welch. Frank Gall will start off the inning for the Mustangs as we're in the bottom of 7. A new pitcher for the Griffons, Mac West, playing his first organized game outside of high school. Plans to attend Fort Scott Community College here within the next year. He delivers Frank Gall the 1-1.
Mac is a lefty who we've seen on both sides of the ball so far this year, mostly coming from the starting pitching side. This is his second time facing St. Joe this year. He pitched in their only other game against St. Joe. He had 6 innings of 1-run ball, so a great game for Mac here against the Stangs. Hopefully the Stangs able to put something on him tonight as they now only lead by 1.
Delivers the 1-2 outside and away against the lefty Frank Gall. West delivers the 2-2. That one driven high down the right field line. And that one is not caught by Martinez. His Gall goes for 2, and he's gonna settle. And that's the first double of the evening by Frank Gall.
Nearly an incredible grab by the right fielder, Martinez, as he was sliding to his left to make that ball that lands just on the fair side of the third base foul line. But Frank Gall making it to second to lead off this inning. Great start here for the Stangs with the top of the order here. Boston Bruce, who's had a beautiful night tonight, 2 for 3 with 2 singles and a stolen base, coming on up to hopefully knocking an insurance run for the Stangs.
First pitch, a little shaky coming in. I don't think I've ever seen that one before. So that one was a bit too high for Bruce to like, and he watches the first one for a ball. The 1-0 delivered, bit too inside, quickly becomes 2-0.
Bruce, a dangerous hitter at the plate, and Lucart, a dangerous hitter waiting on deck with Gall out there at second.
That one smacked down the left field line, foul ball, fielded by head coach Johnny Coy. 2-1 to Boston Bruce with Frank Gall standing on second.
Bruce got just ahead on that ball. He was ready to crush that down the left field line. Tried to join Belton for the team lead in homers.
The 2-1 delivered, finds the inside of the zone for strike 2. Boston Bruce, a wide open stance down the left field line, hoping to pull one. Awaits the 2-2. Outside for ball 3, a full count now to Boston Bruce.
Tried to get Bruce with the backdoor curve there, but unable to find the zone as Bruce now facing a full count.
So 3-2. Boston Bruce, no outs, a runner on. He's gonna go ahead and take his bases. He's almost sent to the ground, getting out of the way of that one. So 2 runners on, no outs for Braden Lucart and Jade Little and Micah Kobaszewski. Hoping they get through the next 3.
After a rough couple innings for Mustangs relief pitching, this is exactly what you want to see from your offense, as the first 2 batters are on with the nearly best hitter in the entire Mink League now coming up to bat. Already has a hit tonight and a run scored.
That one high and away for ball 1 to Braden Lucart, the designated hitter for this evening. Can find Lucart really all over the field whenever he's playing. Find him in center, second, or right. Smacks that one down the left field right field line, foul ball for strike 1.
Looking like number 23, Owen Foster, starting to stretch out in the Mustangs bullpen. Looks like he's ready to go, coming in to relieve Jackson Turner.
The 1-1 to Lucart, outside for ball 2. The Mustangs led 5-1 at one point. They now lead 5-4, hoping to score some insurance runs here, which might help them solidify the win this evening. Pitch delivered down and away, ball 2. Lucart awaits the 2-2. Gall on second. That one driven high, shallow right field. In comes Martinez, and he'll make the grab. Gall jumps at second, but the throw from Martinez is in time to hold the runners at 1 and 2. That'll bring up Jaden Little.
Jaden Little, another dangerous hitter here up to bat. He was 2 for 3 tonight, homered back in the 5th inning for his first homer of the season over the right field wall. 2-run shot to put the Mustangs up by 4.
Jaden Little watches one high and outside for ball 1. Mustangs hoping to put a little bit more of a lead on. Jaden Little, a big swing and a miss. He takes 1-1.
Tad late there on the curveball. Looked like he wanted to drive that one 450 to dead center.
That one driven down the right field line. That's a car. We'll add that one to the car counter. Looking at 19 on the evening so far. Excuse me, not 19, on the season. 19 windshields, truck hoods. Jaden Little will face the 1-2. And he drives that one deep, center field, and it's a no-doubter, as that's a 3-run home run for Jaden Little.
Looking like that is a ground rule double. So just missing a 3-run homer as that bounced over right above the hit it here sign, Little Caesars ad down in center field. Jaden Little missing a home run by a matter of just feet.
Did that ball come back into play?
It so it was ruled a ground rule double, which means it bounced in the field of play, but then it bounced outside the field of play, meaning that the center field was unable to play it. So all batters get to advance 2 bases, putting Jaden Little at second, Boston Bruce at first, and Frank Gall coming around to score. So an insurance run now as the Mustangs lead 6-4.
So Frank Gall will score. Boston Bruce advances to third. Jaden Little will stand at second. That ball was absolutely demolished into left center field. Good contact from him. Kobacheski stands at the plate now, facing an 0-1 count. Watches one outside for ball 1. The 1-1 to Kobacheski. Inside, the 2-1. 2 runners in scoring position. Mustangs lead 6-4. The 2-1 delivered, swung on, and fouled back into the netting for strike number 2. Kobacheski 0 for 3 on the evening. He's flied out twice, grounded out to the second baseman. Kobacheski facing the 2-2 count, only 1 runner on. Excuse me, 1 out, 2 runners on. Kobacheski a chance to drive him in. A big swing and a miss on a changeup. Kobacheski strikes out swinging. That'll bring up Tyler Gundelfinger. If you're just now tuning in with us, the Mustangs lead 6-4 in the bottom of 7. If you haven't already, please like, comment, subscribe, leave a tip for your broadcasters. We love positive feedback. I want to give a shout out to Nathaniel Brown in the studio operating all our graphics and score bugs this evening. So 2 outs, Tyler Gundelfinger at the plate with 2 runners on. A big swing and a miss to start his at-bat.
We also don't want to forget our newest member of our broadcast team, Paige Campbell, helping run the score bug tonight for her first time.
Gundelfinger, the 0-1. One fouled off back, goes down 0-2 with 2 runners on, 2 outs. Griffons looking for some help here from their pitcher. Gundelfinger, the 0-2, watches that one high and outside for ball 1.
Gundelfinger's 0 for 3 tonight, but every single ball he's hit has been at the shortstop, Salazar. We'll see if he's able to do that for a 4th time tonight, or if he's able to squirt one over into the outfield, hopefully bring home another run.
That one driven left center fields. Back goes Wetzel and Madera. And Madera makes a nice snag at the warning track to get out of a disaster inning. Mustangs lead 6-4. We'll be right back.
Provides safe and efficient working and heights from 12 to 105 feet. Storable, a proud supporter of the StJosephMustangs.
Here, I want to wish a special thanks former FBI artist and peace activist, the original Janet Ryan, a very happy 88th birthday right here in the green hat. Happy birthday, Mr. Ryan, 88 years. Happy birthday. And now we want to know who's crazy for some crazy bread. Make some noise if it's crazy. It's coming right now. You gotta get really crazy if you want some of this crazy bread.
Well, when the Mustangs win, you win. And the far-side sports line bill or women's drill. After the set drill to the casino, you get $10 off in the entree. And if you're winning the Mustang gear, after you win, stop by the casino with $10 in retail just for repping your team. Ladies and gentlemen, here's your attendance for tonight's game. 2,265 loyal Mustang fans, give yourselves a great round of applause. 2,000.
Thank you for tuning in to our YouTube at St. Joseph Mustangs for this evening's game. Mustangs lead 6-4 going into the top of the 8th. Leading off Palermo, Wetzel, and Ponce for the Griffons as that one's fouled down the left field line. We want to give a quick shout out to all of our fans here at Phil Welch. 2,265 people showed out to tonight despite the weather, despite the humidity and the rain and all the things. Still showed up here to support the Mustangs. We appreciate you. We also appreciate you tuning in to our live here on the YouTube. If you haven't already, please like, subscribe, follow us. We're at 880 subscribers. We would love for you to help us get to 1,000. Palermo is retired on a 1-2-3 strikeout. He'll go down swinging as Wetzel and Ponce will come out to bat.
Believe it or not, 2,265 people is actually below average for a Mustangs game. This shows you how much this town loves to support their Stangs. Thousands of people every single night here at the Phil. We're so happy to see you all here, and we're happy to see you that come and join us on the broadcast every night as well.
That's exactly right, as Wetzel's gonna foul one back into the net. It's always a good time. We're almost halfway through the season. Mustangs 6-4. They are, I believe, third place in the Mink League right now, with Clarinda and Carroll both being top contenders for the championship right now. Clarinda stands at 12-1 on the season. Carroll Clarinda 10-1. Carroll 12-4. As Wetzel also goes down 1-2-3. 6 pitches so far. 8 pitches from Turner. As Palermo and Wetzel both retired on Ks.
I don't want
one to Ponce.
I don't want to jinx anything here. I'm going to knock on wood for a little bit.
You better. The broadcaster's curse is a real thing,
The broadcaster's
Tyler.
curse is real. We are 2 strikes away from seeing a perfect inning being thrown by Jackson Turner, and I cursed it. Gosh dang. That pitch taken low for ball one.
All right, 1 ball.
I've only seen a
strike.
perfect inning once in my life.
Yeah, well,
We were close there.
not tonight.
But not tonight.
Not tonight. That's going to be ball number 2. You should never have said anything. You'll learn as a broadcaster. You don't say anything until it happens, unless you really can't help it. That one finds the strike zone for strike number 2. A 2-2 to Ponce. As you might see a 1-2-3 inning. You never know.
1-2-3 inning with 3 strikeouts would always be good. We saw that back in the first.
So 2-2 delivered is a waiting Ponce from Jackson Turner. He's now pitching for the Mustangs. Third pitcher this evening, check swing, he went. That's strike number 3 as we witness a 1-2-3 inning for the Mustangs. Due up for them will be Gundelfinger, Zach Kraft, and Carter Belton to start the inning here coming up. We'll be right back.
Book your next Disney World visit and Universal Studios and next cruise adventure for Christian Turner. Certified Disney Travel Agent. Find her on Facebook at Christian Turner Dreams Unlimited Travel or sign located across the concession center.
Here they come for the world's shortest mascot race. Come on up here, don't be shy. Yeah, Mickey knows what's going on. Here comes Goofy, here comes Donald. All right, you guys, certain positions. On your mark. Get set, go. Donald's down, Goofy's down, Mickey's down. Donald's our winner tonight. Congratulations, Donald. And now let's get to that winning ticket up on the video board. It is 855-416, opened up in the Mustangs gift shop.
Well, leading it off here in the bottom of the 8th, catcher Zach Kraft.
And we're back here in the bottom of the 8th. The Mustangs lead 6-4. They've scored 6 runs on 11 hits. The Griffons 4 runs on 3 hits. Both teams committing an error. We'll see what West can do here as he faces Zach Kraft. He'll deliver the 1-0.
West coming on out for a second inning this game. We'll see how much longer he has to stay out.
And that one grounded through the left field side. Kraft will get a base hit to start us off.
If the Mustangs are able to hold on to this lead, they are very close to being able to finishing out this game. Only have 3 outs there in the top of the 9th if they keep the lead, if their lead stays. But a man on first with no outs to lead off the bottom of the 8th.
Carter Belton looking to get a run on the board. That one gets the inside edge for strike 1. Belton goes down 0-1 in the count early. That one delivered high and away. Ball 1.
Belton 1 for 3 tonight, but that one hit was a biggie. It was a 3-run opposite field hit that put the Mustangs up. And so far, that has been the difference in this game.
Belton, despite that home run, he's still 1 for 3 on the night so far as he goes swinging to give himself strike number 2. Pitch delivered inside, ball number 2. The 2-2 count to Belton with a runner on first. Zach Kraft after a hard hit single through the left side. Belton swings on the 2-2, drives it deep center field. Madera's there to make the grab, and Kraft will settle it first.
Now batting shortstop Eden Myers.
So 1 out, Eden Myers comes to the plate. Almost had a triple in the bottom of 3, but was thrown out from center as he rounded second. So he'll be having his 4th plate appearance of the evening here in the bottom of the 8th. And they'll watch one inside for ball 1.
Myers only a 154 batting average coming into today, but a hit tonight. Another good step to get back on track after a really rough start to the season.
That one inside almost gets his knee. Ball 2. Mustangs really haven't walked a whole lot this evening. The 2-0. A little too inside for his liking as he watches ball number 3 come in.
We talked earlier about having a beer can mountain. It seems as the next one that was trying to get built just fell down. And
it fell. It fell. I don't know if you guys could hear it on our stream. They're going to go ahead and boo the guy who knocks it over. What do you think? 2 cases down there?
Probably.
At least 2?
At least 2.
Eden Myers is going to take his base on a 3-1 count.
Only the 3rd walk drawn tonight by Mustangs batters, but that puts men on first and second with 1 out with the top of the order coming back up. And we heard that wah, 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 wah. I don't know if that was for the pitcher or if that was for the guy that knocked the beer tower down.
I don't know, but either way, it's disappointing. We'll see if they can get it rebuilt before the game is over. The score is 6-4. Mustangs lead here in the bottom of the 8th. That one delivered, finds the outside edge of the strike zone for strike 1.
Frank Gall making his 5th appearance tonight. He's 2 for 4 tonight with a double, a single, and a run scored. Great night for him out of the leadoff spot.
So Frank Gall faces a 1-2 count with 2 runners on. One of them in scoring position, watches one inside, turns the shoulder. Ball number 2. The 2-2 outside in the dirt for ball 3. Gall a chance to walk here or strike out. Depends which one he prefers.
Gall getting on base would allow Boston Bruce to come on up. He's 2 for 3 tonight with 2 singles and a walk. And the very dangerous Braden Lucart waiting in the hole.
And we'll see Braden Lucart as Frank Gall walks, and he'll find his way over to first. The Mustangs find themselves with bases loaded this evening. It'll be the first instance where runners will touch all the bases. Head coach for the Griffons is going to come out and have a talk with West. This is not a situation they want to be in. If you're the coach, Tyler, what are you going out there and telling West? He's sitting at 44 pitches this evening. You've got bases loaded. Mustangs up 6-4. What are you saying to him?
Well, Boston Bruce is going to try to get a lot of contact on this ball. He's a power hitter, and he generally tends to pull his hits down the left field side. If I were him, I would try to play for the double play, bringing in the third baseman close to the field, as well as the shortstop. But I would try to not pitch for contact, but rather try to mix him up a little bit off speed, try to get him to strike out, and try to get out of this sticky situation. But nonetheless, we're Mustangs broadcasters. We want the big hit.
Yeah, of course we do. I could see a big hit or him laying down a bunt here down the right or left field side. I would assume the right, bring home a run, especially you've only got one out. This is your chance to drive one in. So he's going to watch one down the middle for strike one. That one driven left field. Wetzel settles under it, but the run will come home. It takes a funky hop off the grass as they're going to go 3. He's in time.
Sacrifice fly for Boston Bruce. Makes the lead now up to 3. It's 7-4 Mustangs. That also allows Myers to advance from second over to first, second over to third, after a funky bounce on that throw in from left field by Wetzel. Bounced right at the edge of the turf and the dirt.
So Zach Kraft will come home after a sacrifice fly from Boston Bruce. Myers advances to third after, like you said, Tyler, ball takes a funky hop off the infield grass. Gall will stay at first. There wasn't enough time for him to get over to second. So good base running from him after he was thrown out earlier in this evening's game. That would have been the bottom of the third. So the Mustangs now lead 7-4 here in the bottom of 8. Braden Lukart up to bat. Faces the 0-1 count. So now 2 outs. Braden Lukart watches one outside for ball 1.
Lukart tonight, only a single hit, but he did come around and score. He is 1 for 3 on the night with that single. Also drew a walk back in the 3rd inning. Great opportunity here to add another run and another hit to his ledger. Those runners are on the corners, facing a 3-1 count.
Braden Lukart, a 3-1 count here this evening. If he were to get on, Jaden Little would be due up. That one outside, and he's going to take his walk. So he'll advance. Frank Gall moves to second. Myers will stay at third. Jaden Little up to bat. He's had himself a night, Tyler.
Jaden Little, 3 for 4 tonight. A single, a double, and a home run. Triple shy of the cycle for him tonight. And that double looked like it was going to be gone. Rule to ground rule as it bounced just off of the turf. Takes that first pitch inside, but it hits his foot, and an RBI for Jaden Little.
An unlikely RBI as he takes contact at the plate, makes his way over to first. And that'll advance all the runners. So Myers comes home. Gall advances to third. Lukart over to second. And Jaden Little, a hit by pitch, and he'll make his way to first. 4
runs batted in on the night for Jaden Little, courtesy of that hit by pitch. So unfortunately, won't be able to hit for the cycle unless he comes back around once again, which is highly unlikely given there's already 2 outs here. But the bases are still loaded for Micah Kobuszewski, who's had a tough night. He's 0 for 4 tonight.
The 1-0 to Kobuszewski gets away from the catcher Palermo. In comes a run. Frank Gall comes across, and the Mustangs extend their lead 9-4 here in the bottom of the 8th. Frank Gall scores, and all the runners will advance yet again. So Lukart at third. Little goes to second. So 2 runners in scoring position for Micah Kobuszewski on a 2-0 count.
This draws a quick mound visit between Palermo and West. And after a nail biter in which we saw the Griffons draw within 1 run after the Mustangs had jumped up to a 5-1 lead. Here, the Mustangs have been 4 unanswered back on the scoreboard to go up 5 here in the bottom of the 8th inning.
The 2-0 delivered high and over the head of Kobaczewski. 3-0 is the count quickly.
Kobaczewski able to duck his way out of that, prevent a hit by pitch to the head, as that pitch never was in the strike zone. Nice snag there by Palermo. 360 to catch it.
The 3-0 finds the bottom of the zone for strike 1. If you're just now tuning in, you're a little late, but not too late. We've still got an inning of baseball left. Mustangs lead 9-4. Kobaczewski facing a 3-1 count. That one smacked into center field. Madera comes in underneath and makes the grab. So the Mustangs racked up 3 runs this inning. They lead 9-4 on 12 hits. And they'll come back out on the field to close out the bottom of the 8th. They have a chance to win it here in the top of the 9. We'll be right back.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's Friday night at the Phil. Congratulations. You guys just made it to the 9th inning. All right, you gotta bring the energy just like you did at the beginning of the game. Let's get a little chant going. Let's go Mustangs. Let's go Mustangs. Let's go Mustangs. Great job tonight!
Ladies and gentlemen, attention please, now pitching for your StJosephMustangs from Western State University, 425, Seth Winkler. Winkler now pitching. Well, leading it off here tonight, they're getting here at your head.
Now pitching for your Mustangs here in the top of the 9th, Seth Winkler. And they're not going to make the play in time as the rain comes down. Can see it out there in the outfield. Not sure if you can see it on the camera, but late night storms are moving in. They're going to go ahead and try and finish out the game. So Seth Winkler pitching for the Mustangs. It's not a safe situation. We were talking about it. You just need to get 3 outs and get out of the inning.
It was a safe situation until the bottom of the 8th when the Mustangs tattooed 3 runs across the scoreboard. But Winkler on here for his 4th times this season, 4 1/3 innings pitched, has allowed 3 runs. Trying to close things out with the 5-run lead and the rain in. Giving off that infield single to Jaron Hay to lead off the inning. And now a wild pitch allowing him to go out to second.
So Hay makes his way over to second. Welch is up to bat, faces a 2-0 count. Kraft having a quick conversation with the batter.
And there goes the beer tower once again.
They're gonna
Another
go
chorus
ahead.
of boos, not for the Stangs, but for the unlucky fan. It is $1.50 beer night here. It's always a
course.
party. Back-to-back weeks in which we've seen some great-sized beer towers make its way over on the right center part of the bleachers.
Wish I was here for a successful one, but I was not, and that's okay. As Seth Winkler delivers the 3-0 to make it 3-1.
Nice
Maybe
fastball.
we'll see a successful one. You've still got 3 outs left, so if you're that fan, I'd get to building. There's a runner on second. The 3-1's delivered inside the outside edge of the zone for strike number 2. The 3-2 is awaited to Welch.
Even though the rain's starting to come down, you're angsty, ready to get done with the night. Don't want to rush. We saw that plague Howard and Turner as they gave up a couple runs in the earlier innings, and Winkler there given the full count walk to Welch, putting runners at first and second with nobody out in the top of the order due now here in the top of the 9th.
So now 2 runners on. Winkler delivers a fastball up high, gets the zone against Martinez for strike 1.
After a rough start, Martinez reaching on an error and walking his previous 2 appearances, coming around to score both times.
That one doesn't find the bottom side of the zone. So 1 ball, 1 strike. Seth Winkler, 8 pitches on the evening here in the 9th. Just needs to get these outs as it's just slight sprinkles coming down now. Hardly anything to deal with. Two balls, 1 strike to Kate Winkler. Out one, high and away, ball 3.
You see a lot of velocity here from Winkler, but unable to find the strike zone on the majority of his pitches. Walking the bases here is not ideal, as you don't want the Griffons to start clawing their way back to this game and bringing in a lot of momentum going into tomorrow's rematch. But unfortunately, he loses them there as that pitch runs high. That's 3 straight men reaching to lead off this inning. Bases are now loaded with nobody out for the 2-hole hitter, Miguel Salazar.
A rough start for Winkler as you lead 9-4.
That brings him with the shortstop, Miguel Salazar.
Mustangs. So they saw Hay, Welch, and Martinez. Every single one of them walked besides Hay. Hay got a base hit. But since then, it's been 2 walks. Bases loaded, bringing up Salazar. That one grounded over to the left field side. Gundelfinger fields it, taps 3, doesn't make the throw over to first as it would not have been in time. So that's 1 out now as they get the leadoff runner it wouldn't have been the leadoff runner. The leadoff runner comes home. Hay comes across. They got Welch at 3 on the force out.
Welch the force out at third, courtesy of that 5 unassisted fielder's choice, but men still at first and second. Force out at every base right now.
So Madera now at the plate. Runners in a double play situation. The Mustangs want to close this one out as their lead goes from 9-4 to 9-5. That one delivered, doesn't find the zone. So count 2-1 to Madera. The 2-1 swung on, driven high over Bruce's head into center field. One run's gonna come across for the Griffons, as the score is now 9-6.
So 2 runs being scored here in the top of the 9th, and the Griffons got something cooking here against Winkler. After 2 relatively good innings by Jackson Turner, Seth Winkler really struggling to put things away here in the top of the 9th. Mustangs lead is now 3.
The throw over to first is going to be in time as the pitch was delivered, but they get Madera at first. He's picked off by Zach Kraft. There are now 2 outs.
Great job there by Kraft to get a leaning Madera off of first base. That's a crucial second out. Only 1 man now on base now for Klump, as the Mustangs are 1 out away from securing a victory over the Griffons, moving themselves to hopefully 7-4, as there's a stolen base attempt over to third and a bad throw that is corralled by the third baseman, Gundelfinger. Safe stolen base there. Put, I believe,
so
Salazar over at third.
Yep, Salazar stands at third. So he's the only runner on. The count is 2-0. The 2-0 delivered, swung on and missed. The count 2-1. Mustangs lead 9-6. The top of the 9th.
Looks like the beer tower is now turned into a beer wall.
The count has changed to 1-2, and that's strike number 3. Seth Winkler closes out the game, and the Mustangs get their 7th win of the season against the Nevada Griffons. We'll be back here tomorrow night for game number 2 against Nevada. It'll be me and Tyler Angerbauer on the call. Thank you for joining us this evening. If you're still tuned in live, be sure to like, subscribe, and comment before you leave us. We'll see you all tomorrow night.